story time now, and it's time for one of my favourite stories. It's time for the Three Little Pigs. Does anybody know that story? You do? That's fantastic. Now, I've got the three pigs with me. They're pictures on these big cards. And this is the first little pig, and his name is Eenie. Now, I bet you can't guess the name of the second little pig. Here he is. That's right, he's called Meanie. And the third little pig is called Miney. There are no more little pigs because their mum didn't want any mo. You didn't want any... That was like a joke I was doing. Okay, but there is one more character in this story, and he's down here, and he's quite scary. Can you guess what he's called? That's right, he's called the Big Bad Wolf, and he's really scary, and I don't think you want to see him, so I'm going to leave him there behind the wall so you can't see him, because he's got big, sharp, pointy teeth, and you don't want to see the big... You want to see him? Are you well, I warned you. You're going to go running, screaming out the room when I show him to you. Here he comes. Here he comes. Rah! The big, bad, scary... You're not even scared? Well, give yourself a big round of applause for being so brave. Well, I'm a bit scared of him, so I'm going to turn him over like that, and I'm going to put him down here on this wall and tell you all about my friends, the Three Little Pigs. Now, the Three Little Pigs, they wanted to go out into the wide world and make their fortune. So they said to their mum, they said, "Mum, we want to go into the world and make our fortune." And they all went out and they built themselves, can you guess what they built themselves? That's right, houses. Now, can anybody see one of the houses here? I've only got one. It's this one here. This is the house. Now, this is a special little house. It's a special little house because it's made of bricks. And this was made by the cleverest of all the pigs. Can you see something scary inside the house? Can you see... Hey, that's me! Well, I'm going to put the cleverest pig, that was this one, he's going to go inside his house. And you can see him inside there now, through the little window at the back. He's there with his feet up in front of the fire, enjoying the nice, cosy fireside. And we've got the other pigs here, but these weren't quite as lucky, and that's why their houses aren't here. I'll explain. This little pig here, he built his house out of... Very good! He built his house out of straw, and the Big Bad Wolf came and knocked on the door. Bang, 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 and he said, little pig, don't be scared. I do get scary when I do this. Little pig, let me in. And he said, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And you know what happened? The Big Bad Wolf said, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And that's exactly what he did. He huffed and he puffed and he blew his house in, and the poor little pig had no house anymore. And that's why he's there with no house. Right next to the wolf. I'm scared. And he likes sausages as well. And the next little pig, he built his house, he was a bit cleverer, he built his house out of sticks. And the Big Bad Wolf knocked on the door, and what did he say? That's right, he said, little pig, let me come in. And he said, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And he said, well, I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. The house was gone, and now this little pig had no house as well. And they were racing around, chasing around outside. And that's where we're going to play a little game, because you've got to guess which one of these cards is the wolf. Can you guess? Well, it's too easy now. I'm going to turn these round like this, and you've got to find that wolf. Okay, I'm going to mix them up. Here we go. I'll mix them up. You're never going to find him. You're never going to find him. I'll mix the cards up like this. Mixing the cards up. There we go. Where's that wolf? On the end! On the end! No, he's not on the end! No, I didn't hear. No, I'm very old, I can't hear what you're saying. He's not on the end. No, that's not the wolf, that's a little pig. Let's try again. Try and find that wolf. Try and find that wolf. You're never going to find him. Here we go. You can't find him now, can you? Where's that wolf? Where's that wolf? Where, in the middle? No, he's not in the middle. No, he's not in the middle. Look, he's not in the middle. There we go. That's another little pig. Look at that. He's a little pig. He's a little bit. No, look, I'll keep that. This can go on for quite a while, by the way. And of course, no, he's not there. No, I'm right. I win every time. I win every single time. He's. Well, I know where he is. I always get it right. There he is. There's the wolf. There. Hey, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3 little pigs and no wolf. He was in the house. He must have jumped out of the house. And if he jumped out of the house, who jumped into the house? You don't think it could be? Shall we look? Shall we look? I don't even look. You might be in there waiting for all the little pigs. But of course, what's that? A fire? Well, he jumped down the chimney, and do you know what happened? He landed straight in the big pot of soup that was on the fire, and it burnt him on the bottom. And he jumped out of the soup, and he ran up the street and out the door and over the hill, and of course he was never seen again. So give yourselves a nice big round of applause for the story of the 3 little pigs.
This was one of the very first tricks that was specifically devised for children, and it was devised by Edwin, who later on became famous for running the Supreme Magic Company, and he produced it when he was working for another very famous magic dealer called Jack Hughes, and Edwin persuaded Jack Hughes to put it out. Now what we've done since then is to update a little bit the artwork. After all, we're going back nearly 60 years to when this first came out. So the mechanics are almost the same as they were when Edwin first came up with it, because it's very hard to improve on a classic. What we have done is just tweak it a little bit so the house looks a little more modern, and we've also redesigned the pigs, but we've kept the feature that was so good of the original, which is to have a very big pig's head and a nice cartoony little body. We've also redone the wall. Now at the time we're filming this was the prototype. It will look like this, but there is one change I wanted to explain about the wall itself. This is a rather cumbersome wall to carry around. It doesn't fit conveniently into roll-on tables, and so although I haven't got the finished product, I can show you the prototype and show you exactly what we've done. We've actually split the wall into 2. Now obviously this hasn't been painted white, it hasn't got the brickwork on, which it will have, but there is a magnetic connection, you can hear the clunk there, in the centre, and so that will take the place of this rather large stand, and it does mean that at the end all you've got to carry round, if we put the cards in there, this folds up, these are little turn button feet on the bottom, and so the whole thing now is a very manageable and very small unit, about an inch deep and about a foot high. So those are the changes that we've made to 3 Little Pigs, a classic by Edwin Hooper.